Have you ever heard a story so terrifying that it makes you question what's real? Well, get ready, because tonight we're diving into 9 of the scariest true stories that will leave you wondering if the world is much darker than we think. Some of these stories are so chilling you won't believe they actually happened. But trust me, they did. Are you brave enough to hear them? Let's begin. Story 1. The disappearance of the Sodder children. In 1945, the Sodder family's home in West Virginia burned to the ground. 5 of their children were inside, but after the fire was extinguished, there was no sign of them. The police ruled the case as a tragic accident. But here's the strange part. The bodies of the children were never found, despite the intense heat of the fire. The family later received disturbing phone calls from the children, who claimed they were alive. To this day, no one knows what truly happened to the Sodder children, and the mystery remains unsolved. Story 2. The haunted Dyatlov Pass incident. In 1959, a group of 9 experienced hikers in Russia mysteriously died on Dyatlov Pass. Their tent was found slashed open from the inside, and their bodies were discovered scattered in the snow, many of them with severe internal injuries, but no external wounds. Some had their eyes and tongues removed. The official explanation was an avalanche, but the hikers' strange behavior before their deaths, like leaving their tent barefoot in freezing temperatures, has left many wondering if something paranormal was at play. Story 3. The unsolved murder of the Hinterkaifeck family. In 1922, 6 members of the Gruber family were brutally murdered on their remote farm in Germany. The killer, or killers, seemingly hid in the barn for days before carrying out the massacre. The family's dog was left alive and unharmed, and strange sounds were heard in the house for days after the murder. Even more chilling, there were footprints in the snow leading to the house, but none leading away. To this day, no one has ever been caught for the Hinterkaifeck murders, and the mystery remains one of the most eerie cold cases in history. Story 4. The mysterious disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. Story 4. The mysterious disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. In 2014, Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 vanished from radar screens with 239 people on board. Despite massive international search efforts, the plane was never found, and its disappearance remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries. Some speculate that it was a hijacking, while others believe it was a tragic accident. But with no wreckage or conclusive evidence, the fate of flight MH370 and its passengers remains one of the scariest unresolved stories in history. Story 5. The Toxic Woman, Gloria Ramirez. In 1994, Gloria Ramirez was brought into the hospital emergency room in a state of confusion and with a rapidly deteriorating condition. As doctors and nurses worked to save her, several of them began to experience symptoms like nausea, fainting, and even paralysis. Some doctors claimed to have smelled a strange, ammonia-like odor on her body. Upon further investigation, they found that her blood contained toxic chemicals. But the scariest part? The exact cause of the strange fumes and symptoms remains a mystery to this day, and some believe it was supernatural. Story 6. The mysterious case of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old tourist who checked into the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles in 2013. A few days later, she was found dead in one of the hotel's water tanks. But what made this case truly disturbing was the security footage of her before her death. In the video, Elisa can be seen acting strangely, pushing buttons in the elevator, speaking to someone who's not there, and even hiding in the corner of the lift. Her body was discovered weeks later, but the video still haunts viewers, raising the question, what happened to Elisa Lam? And who, or what, was she trying to escape from? Story 7. The Enfield Poltergeist. In the late 1970s, in Enfield, England, the Hodgson family experienced terrifying paranormal activity in their home. The family reported objects moving on their own, strange noises, and, most chilling of all, their young daughter was allegedly thrown across the room by an unseen force. The case was investigated by paranormal experts, and many people believe that it was one of the most well-documented instances of poltergeist activity. But was it a real haunting, or a hoax? Story 8. The Haunted Doll. Robert the Doll. Robert the Doll, a seemingly innocent toy, became notorious for its terrifying paranormal activity. The doll was once owned by a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto, who received the doll as a gift. Over the years, strange events began to occur. People reported hearing footsteps, seeing the doll move on its own, and even hearing it laugh. Many who visited the doll's current home in Key West, Florida, say they feel an eerie presence and have experienced misfortune after interacting with it. The doll still remains on display, and many believe its dark energy is still active. Story 9. The Vanishing Hotel Guests of the Montauk Project. Some say the Montauk Project, based in New York, was a secret U.S. government experiment involving mind control, time travel, and other unimaginable horrors. But there's one story that stands out: the case of the disappearing hotel guests. Allegedly, a group of people who stayed at a hotel near the Montauk Air Force Station vanished without a trace. Their belongings were left behind, and no one ever saw them again. The hotel staff reported strange occurrences around the time of their disappearance, and some believed they were caught in a time warp or involved in a sinister experiment. From eerie disappearances to terrifying paranormal activity, these true stories are enough to make anyone question the reality we live in. What's even scarier is that they are all unsolved, leaving us with more questions than answers. Do you believe in the supernatural, or do you think these stories have rational explanations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more chilling true tales. Until next time, stay safe and beware of the darkness.